now what I want to do is jump in some labs and do a couple demos over the exact same thing that we just saw. You know, we saw those commands for Ntp, SNMTP, our passwords. But what I want to do now is jump right on a router and actually show you these commands and show you, instead of you just taking my word for it, I want to put in a password, for example. We're going to do a show run, see the plain text, and then we're going to encrypt that, and then we'll see what happens after that. So without me talking anymore, let's jump right into the labs and get started. All right, so the first thing I want to do here, we're on R1. So I'm just going to go into global config here. And let's just set a host name. I always just put router 1. I don't know why I do that. And then we're going to say line console 0, because that's what we want to configure first, right? That was what was on our slide. So line console or con 0, and we're going to hit enter. And our prompt changes to our configuration line now. So we have, what do we have? Password A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I'm going to hit enter. It's taking that. Good. Say login, enter, and then we can exit out of this. Now, what we should have done just now, move that up a little bit for you, is set the password of ABCD1234 on the line console. And the only line we have there for our console. So anytime somebody tries to access this console, if I was to save this config, reboot the router, reload the router, and it comes back up, and when I try to get to the console, it should prompt me for that password. Now again, there's no authentication. That's just, you know, shared password, pre-shared password that everybody that needed to get onto the router would know. Again though, this is not very secure because that is plain text. And let me show you. If I do a do show run, and what that is looking at the running config, right? So here's our host name up here at the top. I'm sure you've seen some of this before, especially since you've taken your CCNA or ICND 1. And we're going to scroll down here to the bottom, finally get there here in a second. And there they are. Right here, here is our password. All right, password ABCD1234, and that's on our line console 0. So what I want to do, because, you know, again, anybody can be shoulder surfing or snipping the wire and they can see that. So what we're going to do is go in and encrypt that password now. So I'm simply going to type, still in global config, just service password dash encryption and hit enter. And it doesn't look like it really did anything right now, right? So let's go back in and do a do show run. Let it build out our running config again. And I'm going to scroll down to the bottom one more time for us. And now looky here. Check this out. There's our password now. There is ABCD1234. So that's a little bit different than what we saw the first time because now it's been hashed out. Makes it a little bit more secure. So what else could we do? Let's say we wanted to create that admin account. Remember we talked about creating that user. So let's do username, and we'll just say admin, I think is what we called it. And we said secret here, because that's going to give us a secret password, so we don't have to worry about that encryption. This will do it on the fly for us, so to speak. And I think we said super secret as our password, and I hit enter. And now should be done. So if I do a do show run, and I just want to see, let's just do show run here. We'll scroll on down here. Whoop, almost passed it. There it is right there. Username, admin, secret, MD5 hash, and you can see that it hashed it out. Now this is a little bit different type of encryption compared to the service password encryption. This is actually an MD5 hash. The service password encryption is not the MD5 hash. This one is. We can also type out, if we wanted to see this, like we had in our slide, do show run, and pipe out the include username. And then it pulls just that up. Instead of going through the whole running config there, we just pulled that straight out. And you can see again, there's that new user and our admin that we wanted to create. So let me get back to a nice looking prompt here. There we go. Because now what I want to talk about is the Ntp. Remember that network time protocol. And we're going to get in and have that configuration. So in privilege exec mode, let's get into global config. Config T. And what we want to do is I'm just going to hit Ntp and then the question mark so you can see what's going on here. Because I love the question mark. That's one way I learn, and that's another way that I remember, because you know, it's kind of stuff you don't work with Ntp every day as an example. So if I ever forget, I always love the little handy question mark there. So Ntp, and what we're looking for is authentication key first. All right, so we're going to have this one right here because we need the authentication key for the trusted time sources. So what we'll do is type out authentication -key, and then we're going to say key 1 MD5, and then our password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and we can hit enter. All right, so now that has been created. We've created that key. Now what we want to do is authenticate our time sources. So when we connect, we want to say we actually want to use that. So we're going to type Ntp authenticate this time and hit enter. And then we will have our trusted key. This is the key numbers for our trusted time sources. So we'll say Ntp trusted -key. And you can see all of these commands are listed still right up here. There is one missing though. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. So our trusted key, and what do we have? Number 1. And then if you remember on the slide, we said Ntp Update Calendar. And I said that syncs up your time. And what that really does is syncs up your time between your software and your hardware time. And because sometimes your software may get a little different than your hardware time. There may still be a skew there because the software time is supposed to be a little bit more precise. Remember, we're getting that from an atomic clock somewhere on the globe, and that's supposed to be where we base all of our time off of. So that one needs to be, or is going to be, a little bit more trustworthy, if you want to look at it that way. But the Ntp Update Calendar is what we use that for. Now you notice I don't have that up here, and if I type that out, it tells me, I'll show you Ntp Update Calendar. It's going to throw a fit and say it doesn't understand that because the iOS that I'm using, and this right here is actually an older router, and it doesn't support this. It doesn't have a hardware clock on this particular device. So that's why that's not showing up here. That very well may show up in yours, and I recommend that you do use that. And then the last command we have for our Ntp is Ntp Server. And we got to actually point to a server, 192.168. And we did 1.50. And then we have to say what key we're going to use. And then we prefer source. And I have Ethernet ports on this one. Ethernet 00, I think is what I have. That should work. So we'll hit enter. And there we go. So now let's say do show run. Take a look at everything that we have done so far. So here is our service password encryption. Here is our hostname router 1. And let's scroll down a little bit here. Should have our admin account that we created. There's our admin account with our super secret password. Keep going. Get the space bar. Go a little faster. And slow down. There we go. So here is our encrypted password for our console. And then here is our Ntp information that we just put in as well. So you can see we have our authentication key. This is the authenticate that we want. This is our trusted keys, and then the server that we are actually pointing to. So you can see, not too difficult to get in there and set that kind of stuff up. Again, I just wanted to show you some things so you could see it firsthand and not necessarily just take my word for it. So we got in, we set up those user accounts, we made our passwords a little more secure, and then we looked at how to make Ntp, that connection, and use that MD5 hash to make that connection secure as well.